Bali Chrono Weep Ninny Bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream. Got started a little bit later. I usually like to start a little bit early. I'm just rolling through, saying hi to everyone. Terror of Titano, Damon Swinky, Razorquake, Amy Anderson is here, Stan Tarvin, Super VH, TBH Blurry Prime, Grand Galvatron, Thavish Tiger, and there's more people here. Braden Melton is here. Welcome to everybody. How's it going? We got a lot to talk about. Yeah, you guys caught that there. Well, the new bots have been revealed anyway, but I'll go ahead and tell you we got a lot to talk about. We got crystals as usual. We got a little bit more headquarters 18 buildings to show off. And we got the new bots we're going to talk about, and they're guaranteed to bulk up your squad. We'll talk more about that after we break down the event. So how about we go ahead and get started? Voice sounds off. Well, it does feel a little scratchy, so that might have something to do with it. But we'll go for it. Maybe that's in the way. I don't know. So this weekend's event is called X Marks the Vault. It's very difficult for me because I want to say X marks the spot because that's usually what we say, but X marks the vault. And let's see, what do we get? Okay, so here we go. Gather up your alliance to take part in this weekend's event to win up to 200,000 Spark in Combat Spark, 2,500 4-star shards, 7,500 3-star shards, 50,000 premium shards, 750 5-star combat shards, 1 G1 G metal, 3 bot G metal, and 7 bot gold power core chips. This is an Alliance Totalizer. It's a 1,000,000-point event. Starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time, and Super XP throughout the event. Got to be headquarters level 4 and be in an Alliance. You hit the yellow event button, pick your zone, win the battle, collect the points, and collect your prizes. And they didn't publish it, but I assume the event battle zones will be the standard battle zones. And here is a list of your Totalizer prizes. We will just scroll through this so you can go see. You'll obviously be able to see this in-game as we get there. Apparently, I accidentally tried to edit my base by resting my hand there. Ahoy there, Captain Spark. Welcome to the stream. And since we're getting Combat Spark, it's also the new combat bots are coming, and we do have a little bit of more information about them. Sawtooth, he likes to cut to the chase, quite literally. He's as trenchant and impatient as they come, full of edgy, twitchy energy that needs an outlet for on a regular basis. It means that for bursts, Sawtooth can fight with the zeal and gusto of 6 combat bots. But after that, he tends to burn out a little. Irascible, quick to anger, he's a prickly proposition, but undeniably gets results. Prickly proposition, easy for you to say. Zori is as slow and steady as they come, but don't let his apparent immobility fool you. Patient, poised, Zori is ready to seize the most propitious moment to make his move. And then it's a case of now you see him, now you don't. As Zori himself puts it, he's got a degree in lurking. It's almost an art form how still he can become. His armored carapace allows him to weather any stray flak. Boy, Simon Furman really put in some difficult P words there. Prickly proposition and propitious. Expanding the vocabulary is not something you expect on streams like this or from this game, but it definitely happens. So he stands so still, so incredibly still that he can become invisible to the eye. Who does that sound like? Their ability, it causes a water gush, dealing a certain amount of percentage, depending on the star level of the bot, of the equipped bot's damage value as damage to the enemies around your target, and it also increases the normal bot damage by a percentage. So there you go. And as I mentioned, Headquarters 18 is coming. So we will go ahead and start with what we know in case you missed it last week. Here are the new Headquarters 18 designs for Metroplex and Triptychon. This is basically the design that we currently have, but if you unlock Fortress Maximus and Scorponok, presumably the base will change to match those colors as well. You may be able to pick and choose. Not sure. They haven't really said yet. But I do love the Fortress Maximus design for the Autobots. The blue really makes things stand out. And speaking of which, Fortress Maximus and Scorponok will become playable. How we obtain them, I don't think they've said yet. Certainly not in the newsletter. And but there you go. And here is the new Energon harvesters for Headquarters 18. You can see the Metroplex and Triptychon at the top, Fort Max and Scorponok at the bottom. And we also have the Energon storage. Again, the Fort Max just looks really great for the Autobot. I always thought the Metroplex design, the white and the red, seemed a little bit. It needed another color, and the blue is certainly fitting the bill. And there is the alloy harvesters. Again, matching the Titan color schemes. And finally, the alloy storage. There's a lot of the gray in there because of the alloys, so the colors don't look quite as dramatic on these, in my opinion. But, I mean, they still look good, and you can still certainly tell which Titan they belong to. So, and that's all we've got for Headquarters 18. Back when we first saw the colors changing for the headquarters last week, we're wondering, is it going to extend to the buildings? And, well, I guess the answer this week is yes. And we've seen the Energon and alloy buildings, and I'm sure we will be getting reveals of the other buildings as the weeks progress. And the new bots, I'm sure you may have seen it on the stream. If you haven't seen it on the stream, you've probably seen it in the chatter in the various places in the interwebs, and you may have also even deduced it from my clever clever teaser at the beginning of this stream. And of course, they are Bulkhead, the based on the Legacy figure. It is Prime Universe Bulkhead. There you go. From what I've seen on the stream and all that, doesn't look like he has his little wrecking ball fist or not, but otherwise he is a faithful representation of the Legacy Bulkhead figure there. And of course, the perfect pairing for Bulkhead is his nemesis, arch rival, Breakdown. And apparently in the game, to differentiate him from our friend G1 Breakdown, he will be called Breakdown Prime, indicating that he is from the Prime universe, not that he has obtained the Matrix and has somehow become a Prime. But there you go. And Grand Galvatron has been upset by this from the very beginning, that they mistransformed the torso. And I had to look at what you were saying at first, and I know what you're saying. In his bot mode, they have the grill and bumper still on his on his chest and in the toy and in the animation model. That all the bumper at least goes away with his arms. So it still looks fine, but it is a fair point. So shouldn't he be called Prime Breakdown? That's what I would have expected, kind of like Armada Megatron or Beast Wars Prowl. But they went with Breakdown Prime. And let's see. Victor was taken says I would have preferred the original design of the Transformers Prime Bulkhead. Yeah, I think a lot of people would too. But Hasbro, as always, is a toy company. They like to sell toys, and when they've got a new toy out, they tend to use that particular version of the toy in the fiction media and games and stuff like that. Therefore, we have Legacy Bulkhead form in the game, and we can jump over. I do happen to have these two figures. This is the Legacy Bulkhead, of course, and this is the reissue. A couple of years ago, they put out a set of, they called him War Breakdown, and also the Air Vehicon. So I got like almost the entire Transformers Prime toy line except him, because he was only ever released in Japan, and I wasn't into buying the imports and stuff back then. So I was very happy when they put out that set, and I definitely picked him up, and it is working out great because finally we've got a pair of bots that I do have both of the toys for. So there we go. We'll take a look at them again here in a little bit. But first, we need to jump on over to Community Corner and take a look at everybody's contributions. There was quite a bit there, and I had to single it down to just a single image from everybody. All of your stuff was fantastic, but we've got to get to that point where I'll pick the best as I can. But I will try to at least get something, at least one thing from everybody. So starting off, we've got Razorquake here, who, as always, provided quite a few images of Transformers that he made in Forza Horizon, I believe. And of those, I chose Clampdown because he is in the Legacy, the Velocitron Speedia 500 set available at Walmart's. And I was able to pre-order the entire set except for Cosmos and Clampdown. And just a couple of days ago, I found Clampdown. So we've got Clampdown here from Razorquake there. So I was very lucky at that. I'm still looking for Cosmos, so if anybody sees him, let me know. Next up is from Ashker Ninja 1. It says we've got Combiner, Hunter, Optimus Prime. They're trying to chase down Devastator and Overlord and Shockwave. And that's a good scale. They're using that core class Optimus Prime with Smashdown. And it's a great face-off picture. And Prime and Duncan's got a Lego version of Top Shot from the game. So very well done. And Hat Kid, Grimlock has found something. That looks to be, I believe, Starscream's crown. And we'll see if it fits Grimlock. Grimlock, no bozo, Grimlock King. He deserves that crown, right? And Hat Glitch posted this with the caption, truck. Found a Gerwalk mode for shoulder pads Prime there. Although in this mode, he doesn't really have the shoulder pads, though, right? And TBH Blurry Prime countered with car. It doesn't have the arms out, but we still got Power of the Prime's Jazz over there. So well done. Well done. Nice little interaction there. Super VH posted up a picture of the Menosaur box because or Motor Master, same thing. Because he's apparently got one on the way. Speaking of which, I actually got mine, and I had it in time to share last week, but I completely forgot to bring it back here. But he's here today, so we'll be taking a look at that. And last up, we've got PB2 still working on the Autobots, and we've got an image of Pipes using his Kingdom version. So this was the last line of Kingdom as opposed to the end game. The Kingdom is more accurate to G1, so they definitely prefer this look for Pipes. So well done everybody. And there you go with the community corner, and that wraps up the news. If you happen to be watching somewhere other than YouTube, check me out at youtube.com/engineerhoist. You could also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at engineerhoist for infrequent behind-the-scenes content. And one last thing, a big thank you to all of my channel members and moderators for your support throughout the week, during the stream, on Discord, and everything else. Your support is truly deeply appreciated. And the credits. We'll come back over here. It's getting busy back there. You should have seen my desk before we got here. Not only as busy as it is over there, this entire thing was busy, completely packed full of bots. I don't know how I had room, and somehow I've found space. But we'll go over here and take a quicker look at So we've got you got your Legacy Bulkhead. You've got your Breakdown. Breakdown came with this little arms micron version of his hammer. It actually turns into some little rhinoceros thing. But if you happen to get the Wreck and Rule Bulkhead, that is Breakdown's hammer there. And I printed out a little plate with the Wreckers logo on there, since he wasn't going to get a Wreckers hammer, so I did print out a little plate so that he could put into that hammer. But so yeah, if you happen to have the Breakdown and you get the Wreck and Rule Bulkhead, you could totally give this hammer over to Breakdown. But I'm not taking away the accomplishment from Wreck and Rule Bulkhead. He gets to wield the spoils of victory there. So Grand Galvatron says this little arms micron's name is Zamu. Thank you, as usual, for that contribution, Grand Galvatron. The wealth of knowledge, as usual. But yeah, there you go. Bulkhead and Breakdown. Now, the way I put that in there, I mean, he can certainly hold the hammer like usual, but he always shows that as deploying from his fist. So I just kind of like transform his hand back around to his bot mode, and there's a hole on the end. It looks a little weird. It's not the most gracious thing, but you kind of get the point. So there you go. And so you can have these two bruisers clash. Very cool. At least I think so. Skyrain time? No, not yet. We Skyrain is there's no news on Skyrain. Here he's coming next saga. Prime and Duncan says that as well. So we will see more about Skyrain and Galvatronus as it comes out in the newsletter. So right now we've got Breakdown and Bulkhead coming, and believe they're warrior class. That makes a lot of sense because they're big bruisers, and so that makes sense that they would be warrior class. Their ability was not revealed, and so we can't really talk about that. We'll find out more as the weeks go on. I believe, when is the leaderboard? Or I don't think it's a leaderboard. I think it might be a chance event, but the bots come, I think, in 2 weeks. So we may or may not see the ability next week, but we'll certainly see it in a couple of weeks. So how about we crack some crystals? Oh, we can go ahead and finish this dispatch mission. Victor was taken says it's a chance event. Okay. That's good. Hopefully, I'll be able to actually get the bot this time. I was completely shut out of Twin Twist, which I'm still a little mad about, but yeah, I'll live. Oh, let's crack this crate. See what we got. 1,000 spark. Okay, so here we go. We've got 28 premium crystals. We've got a couple of gold chips. We've got a G metal chip, and we've got a G1 chip. Some of these are from the Cyber Pass, and some are from the event. So we'll crack this gold one here. That is a gold G1 Ironhide. I'm not sure if I have that. And this one here. Is that Rodimus Prime? Ooh, what does this do? 1.1% health every 5 seconds. Presumably that goes up with level. When your health drops below 40%, you overcharge the sparks of your allies. 120% of their damage over 5 seconds. I will definitely be using that. We have a building G metal chip. Super VH says the face doesn't look like Rodimus. Yeah, I thought it was Hot Rod at first. Motion sensing mine. Oh, that's right. That was the like if you complete the event or close to it, you get the motion sensing mine. Explodes when enemy is nearby and prevents them from using their ability for 4 seconds. Only affects one bot in the increased 50% range. Now, I will tell you, as I'm swiping around with Rhinox or Alita or something, those things, people do use those things, and they do slow me down. A lot of times I'll go with Rhinox, and he'll help pop outposts, and then I usually fire off his ability and send him out of there before those abilities even hit him. But if he's hits one of those motion sensing mines and gets delayed, he's going to have to take that ability. So it's a pretty good thing. You might want to consider using it in certain strategic locations. And then we'll go ahead and crack these gold chips. See what we got. Do we have usable things or do we have food? Guided missiles. That's fine. I need G metals of that. Health, zone heal. Yeah, okay, yeah, I could do that. I still haven't really upgraded all of my build bots, so I might be able to use that. I definitely don't need this. I've got so many headquarters cores. What is that? Target protocol? Yeah, I don't really need that. That was good food. What do we got? Yeah, don't need the shock towers. That is the high frequency suppressor, which protects nearby buildings from hacking. Yeah, I don't. People don't really hack my buildings that I've seen, so probably don't really need that. Pretty sure I have G metals on all of my beam lasers. There's like guided missiles again. I gotta tell you, it's a nice problem to have, not really needing any of the gold cores. Meaning that you got something better, or at least you have them already. That's what that glass gas mine. I don't know about that one so much. So there's that. And Razorquake's already sweating, worried that I might be pulling in Shattered Glass Gold Bug. So we'll see. At the very least, we'll be pulling some more power cores and some more 3-star and 4-star shards, which I'm building up and saving in the hopes that when Fort Max comes available, if they the need to level him to 3 and 4 star is similar to the way they did Metroplex. You're going to need a whole bunch of 3 and 4 star shards. So I'm just stockpiling them as much as I can for when they come around, so that I'll be able to get him leveled rather quickly. I fully expect this to be Dupe City here, though, especially since there's 28 of them only. So the chances of the 4 stars and even lower chance of a new 4 star showing up, like I said, is pretty darn low. There's Goldfire. That should bring back some painful memories. There's Rhinox. And Nose Cone. Update on 5-star strafe. Yeah, I might need a reminder. You know, I sometimes say that yes, I'll do something, and then I forget because I move on. But I'll try to remember. Dupe and Food City time. That's right. That's what these crystal crackings have turned into. And yes, Razorquake still has PTSD from the Goldfire. Gold Ray boosters. That's food. Pretty sure even my 2-star Decepticon healers have those now, or I probably didn't waste it on them really. I have enough that I could probably put it on them all. And we'll go slowly, one at a time, increasing the anxiety. Did you just call me NG? I'll allow it. Soon to get Triptychon. Hope you can succeed. Well, I wish you the best of luck, Ninja Master Builder. You know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who I put 5-star dial on. It was a few days ago. I was in the game and I was just looking through the combat bots. And I was like, oh, completely forgot to put him on somebody. I'm not sure if I even decided that yet. I did level him up. I had completely forgot I got him and hadn't even leveled him up. I did level him. I'm not sure if I picked who to put him on. Broadside. That's a 4-star out there. I'm still looking for. Oh, don't make me hungry by mentioning chocolate chip cookies. Even if it's calling me one. And Blaster, Razorquake, you're safe for another week. All right, so you guys asked 2 questions. I will answer the first one first. Well, out of order. So there's Dial, and no, I have not decided who to equip him on yet. I think I was going through who I wanted to put him on, and nobody really popped into mind because a lot of my bots, like I'm not swapping him for Lionizer here. He's keeping Taraxodon. I like Blaster with stripes. Tricerashot is a must for Cheetor. I could put him on Laser Optimus, but Red Heat works just well, and I don't want to waste the energy on to swap him. Flak is never leaving Blade's hand unless something better comes out, but I doubt it, especially since he's paired with Prima. So Blades is awesome. Prowl, even though Top Shot's only a 3-star, I definitely prefer Top Shot on him. I could put Dial on Skyburst, but Skyburst isn't anywhere close to any of my main teams, so I would rather not do that. Jetfire, yeah, I don't know, maybe Sludge. It would work with Sludge, but I kind of like the shield drawn effect that he puts out there from time to time. Glitches staying with Smokescreen, Rung staying with Ratchet. Air Razor works pretty well on Optimus Primal, honestly. Windstrike I like on Hotspot. Strafe and 6-gun. So those 2 are available, so I'll probably put him on one of them. In fact, I think I might have been waiting. 6-gun was available. I think I might have been waiting for Strafe. But there was the other question. How's Strafe doing? So there he is. He's level 48. I've got his ability up to 8, and I've got a G Metal Enhanced Ordnance on. I do need to level that up a little bit. So I did actually take him to 40 in battle, and I took him the rest of this way using the XP boost because I keep forgetting to use those XP rewards. So I was like, let's just throw a bunch of them on strafe and push them closer to 50. So there we go. Silverbolt saying Dial is one of those meh combats like Fire Drive needs a buff or rework. And that's why I'm happy with him. He'll be useful, but I'm not willing to spend the energon to swap somebody out. So, I don't know, strafe or 6-gun. And then if we go look at these others, Air Razor on such as Magnus, Steeljaw, and Skylynx, Air Razor on Star Saber for sure. Lionizer. Yeah, maybe. Night Stalker with Chromia because of the outpost for sure. So pretty much everybody that I find as like my top bots or whatever, I'm pretty happy with their combat bots. Yeah, I could do Rodimus Prime. Yeah, speaking of which, let's swap that core. It's just a silver rejuvenate. Oh, he deserves a much better core. Where is that? There it is. Yeah, I got the energon. Boom. Rodimus Prime. Oh, look how he looks so good. Looks like he stepped right out of the cartoon, right? No, not exactly, but he does have thicker lines and more cel-shaded colors anyway. So now I gotta level that up, but I don't have a whole lot of energon, so I'm not gonna do that. Oh, Alliance War lost. Wah wah. It happens. It happens. So what do we have in here? Destroy 5 shock towers, collect alloy from harvesters, win 3 battles with Windblade on your squad. All pretty doable, except maybe the Windblade. I might not do that because I only have her on 1 squad. So done pretty good so far. Got the first round of the 5-star shards. Working towards these XP cores and the 5-star shards and some more 4-star shards, and then finally the G2 skin. So got 17 days, plenty of time left. Plenty of time. So there we go. Nothing particularly exciting with the game as usual. Lafitte Henry, welcome. Thank you for being a channel member. Rarely get to catch you live, brother, but I'm always watching your videos, listening out for tips and tricks. Well, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your support, and thank you for stopping by. It's truly appreciated, and I'm glad you can make it live. Let's see. Quick question. What's the best advice for XP cores? I laugh because I rarely use them. The reason why I don't use them is they work best if you're willing to spend a little money on coins so that you can skip cooldowns and possibly buy fuel cells. You want to get as many battles as you can because they only last for a day. If you do like normal battles, maybe you'll get, how many times would you do a battle with the bot in a day? Maybe without skipping cooldowns or things like that. Maybe 5, 10. If you really are just like right on it. I suppose. Well, let's see. The max cooldown for most bots is maybe an hour. So if you really stayed on it, you could do an hour. Every hour, just make sure you do a battle with that bot. So you could do that. So I would say that. So if you wanted to really maximize it, every time you see that notification that your troops are ready to fight, go in there and do a battle, and don't necessarily use up all of your fuel cells, but always have some fuel cells so you can go do that bot. It works best if you can spend a little bit of coinage to skip cooldowns and do a lot of cells, like if you want to get one of those battle bundles which come with a lot of fuel cells or whatever, that's the best way to do it. But if you wanted to do it free, just came to me. That's why I'm kind of stumbling over my advice here. Really, the best way to do that, but you got to be dedicated. Maybe even set yourself an alarm, like every hour. Boom! Don't wait on the notification, because I miss those notifications sometimes. Set yourself an alarm every hour. Go say, run a battle, or just call it TF Earth Wars or something. And every hour, when that bot is cooled down and whatever squad he's on is cooled down, you go in there, you run that battle. Even if that's all you do, you're making the most of that XP core. Now that I've thought of that, I might start doing that, because I just never really wanted to do it, because I'm like, if I only get like 3 or 4 battles out of that XP core, it's kind of a waste. But now that I think about it, I might actually start, pick a day during an event, do it during an event day for sure, because you already get that XP, the super XP, and if you to even maximize it even more, if you purchase the premium Cyber Pass, wait until you get the plus 25% XP booster, so you can get all the XP boosts that you can get. The super XP from the event, the plus 25 from the Cyber Pass, plus whatever XP core that you're doing. Hit it as soon as that bot and its squad is cooled down, get in there, do another battle. Get in there and do that. You could probably do that at least as often as once every hour. So there you go. Hoist listening to his own advice. Yeah, I just kind of was like, yeah, never really thought about it. But now that you asked a question and I had to think about it, I think that's a good way to do it, and I think I probably will at some point. I'm not always available to do it every hour, so if I miss an hour here or there, that's fine. It happens. PC says random point, but if you're a collector, check out the United Kingdom's Royal Mail special Transformer stamps on September 1st. They look very cool. Yes, that's actually very cool. My parents are actually over in the United Kingdom right now, and sent me a message, say, hey, check these out. You want any of them? I said, yes, please. So I should be getting some of them. They will probably be Christmas present, but so I'll be picking some of those, and I'll show you guys whenever I get them. So how's Magnaboss doing? Oh yeah, we can check in on Magnaboss. To be honest with you, I have not leveled him in a while. So there is Defensor at level 19, Computron at 17, Mega Supreme at 17, Volcanicus at 15, Victorion 13, Magnaboss is 12. Superion is 11, Optimus Maximus is 10. So those are my combiners. And I got to tell you, even at level 12, I have actually been using Magnaboss in some battles. Even at level 12, he is awesome. So I really do need to use this guy a little more. So very cool. Very cool. How's Fortress Maximus doing? He's still playing the game back there. Victor was saying, says, I hope Skyraid is just as good as Magnaboss is. I hope he is too. All right, so in addition to these guys, locking fists, I shared this picture in Discord. We got Motormaster there. Motormaster does not come with the gun, so I've been doing some 3D printing. I finally think I figured out worked out some of the kinks, and so I printed him a nice minigun, and it does rotate by spinning the knob back here. This is a design from Fire Talks. You guys have heard me talk about Fire Talks before. He's one of our our little group, and he designs these. He designed this, and he's got the files up on a file sharing site for 3D printing, and he's certainly got made it popular because he printed them out in kind of a military color, and it works really well for Bulkhead. But I didn't have that military green color, but I did have purple. So I thought purple would look really good, and the purple actually is a really good match for Motormaster here. And he also comes with a trailer, of course. And I think you guys know what this trailer does. One thing the trailer's missing is a little stand, and the little wheels back here don't really lock in, so they tend to be like Herbie wheels. They kind of bow out a little bit. So maybe if we have some time, maybe I'll put him in Menasor mode. Motormaster's head looks like an old TV. Yes, indeed. Oh, some other things. Oh, I showed off Studio Series Galvatron last week, but he was just in his truck mode. I got him transformed, so there he is. There's a stand for the trailer. Is it It's not in the. It's not in the toy. Is it like a 3D print thing? That I can believe. If not, I was thinking of maybe taking some time to do it myself, but probably not, because most likely he'll be Menasor for most of the time. But so there's Galvatron. Got the hole in his chest. He's even got the hole in his back, except it doesn't quite go all the way through. Look by the hitch. Oh my goodness. I never even noticed that. All this time. Yeah, it worked great. All that work to try to pull it out and end up in the same place. Okay, so he does have a stand. Okay, I'll stand corrected. Thank you, Red Alert. So there's Galvatron in a precarious. I've positioned him in a precarious position there. You better hope he keeps Breakdown happy. Oh, very cool. You got a little while ago. All right, nice. I'm glad you're able to find them. Oh, let's see. These last set of Wreck and Rule guys came in. So we've got Master Dominus and Leadfoot. And Leadfoot has got his Wrecker's Hammer. Now this guy came in really loose. I had to tighten up his joints quite a bit. I think all the Fossil Edges pretty much will do that. And let's see. So Leadfoot, oh, he's great. He's got this nice metallic blue on his legs and thighs and all that stuff. Nice and tight. Transforms great. And yeah, he's got another weapon which I have stowed on his back in lieu of holding the hammer. So, Bulkhead just heard about Bulkhead coming in the game, so he's stoked. Yes, very cool. Very cool. Let's see, what else did I get? Okay, so I also found I had some pretty good luck with the Velocitron kids. First thing was I showed off Blur. Scourge actually shipped from Walmart. I had him pre-ordered. He actually showed up. He looks great. I know it's not the right color scheme, but I love the pink and the teal. Honestly, I wish it was a little bit more gaudy. He also has his trailer. It's getting crowded here, but there is Scourge, and I got first one. I got lucky at, and I found Road Rocket. She's also got some nice metallic blue. The claws I printed. They were designed by Funbee Studios, and they were designed originally for Legacy RC. And with her having kind of like the ninja face or whatever, I thought those claws would actually look really good on her. And I think I'm right. I'll probably paint them a little bit to look a little bit nicer instead of just being in the gray plastic or whatever. But they definitely came out good, and I think they look awesome. And then another Walmart I visited, I managed to find Burnout. And you already saw Clampdown. Yeah, and Blur is around here somewhere, so we can bring him in. So now I have all of the deluxes and the leader except for Cosmos. Got all the deluxes except for Cosmos and the leader class. I still have not managed to find the Voyagers, Road Hauler or Override, but I do have them pre-ordered, so I'm not too worried about them. Cosmos is really the one that I'm not sure if I'm going to find, and that's okay. You know, if I'm meant to have them, I'll find them. Yeah, my Paleotrex is so loose you can't combine them. He's the only fossilizer I don't touch. You know, mine was very loose too, and it never occurred to me until after I started getting some of that. It's called Kiki fixed loose joints. It was available on Amazon. I'm not sure if it still is, but floor polish works very much the same way. And so after I went and did old Master Dominus over here, just kind of peeking into the frame, I was like, I should do Paleotrex and Skelovore, the little purple one that came with that Netflix Megatron pack. He was kind of loose too, so I just put a little bit of that stuff on there, and the joints are fine. In fact, I even tightened up Breakdown, who's off camera now. Even Breakdown, when I took him off the shelf, his hip joints were kind of loose, so I went ahead and tightened him up too. So yeah, it makes things so much better. Thrilling 30 Rhinox, his knee joints were completely loose. I mean, there's just no friction at all. You try to stand him up, he immediately would fall over backwards. I put some of that stuff on. I think it took like 2 applications, and he stands fine now, and I couldn't be happier. Am I getting Minerva? If I can find her, for sure. It's difficult finding those Walgreens spots, but see, Red Alert is opening Override right now. Got Scourge, very cool. It's funny that when I went to find Road Rocket, and then I found these two, both of those stores said they had the Voyagers in stock, but they didn't. But I found these guys, and in fact, both of them, the entire deluxe case was out. 2 Road Rockets, 2 Burnouts, 2 Blurs, and Clampdown. The only one taken was Cosmos. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Have I made a hot rod shrine? No, I haven't. I've definitely thought about it. Something like that. One of the cool things is Fun Bee Studios. I noticed they do a lot of Transformers 3D prints. They actually have a model of the Rod Pod. If you've read the More Than Meets the Eye or Lost Light comics, you know what the Rod Pod is. It's basically like a little shuttlecraft, and it was decoed out like it's Hot Rod. I downloaded that file, and I'm going to print it at some point. But it's going to be a little while, and I'll print it and probably paint it up. It's basically like a statue. You print it out. It comes with a base or whatever, and then it's just kind of like a statue. So I am definitely going to print the Rod Pod. Also, I suppose I could show off the hammer. We showed this before, but now we've got the base for the hammer. And it's got some writing here. This here on the end says Emerit Zeron. And the writing here says creator of the Wrecker's Resistance. And no, I cannot read that font just like, anything, but I do have, you can find the translation of what they are. Translators online, where it'll show you the symbol. You just kind of got to decode it basically, and it's all written in English words. They just use different symbols for the letters. So So yeah, pretty cool. I like it. Wreck and rule indeed. So the other thing that I printed just today, this is another thing from Fun Bee Studios. I just base plates. So he's got a whole bunch of different files where you can print these out, and you can, if you want, you can put magnets in there, or like I suppose you can have little plugs and you can plug them all together. So just like I've got the set here that I purchased. Um, but I was kind of bummed that I didn't have the a purple for the Decepticons, and I happened to have the purple filament. It was one of the first ones I got, so I printed it out in purple. This took about 8 hours to print, so it's not a fast process, but I think it looks great, and could certainly paint it up to pick out the lines more if I wanted to. That they do print pillars. This finished literally minutes before the show started. So that's what the holes in the side is for. You can take these and peg them in. I'm not going to do it right now because I need to kind of sand down. The pegs are a little rough, so I tried to put it in real quick and it didn't go in very perfectly, but you just kind of sit them in there, and they do have wall pieces you can build. So if you put enough of these together, I can have a Decepticon display stand. So pretty cool. And in fact, I got that Pit of Judgment set. I was like, how do I display it? Well, it got a Pit of Judgment design too. Quite a bit bigger than that set, so I'm not sure where it's going to fit, but I'm also kind of wanting to work towards maybe printing out a Pit of Judgment for a display. So I'm definitely liking this whole having a 3D printing thing. Should do a 3D printing stream. I'd have to figure out how to do that, though. Actually doing the printing is it's pretty interesting for me. There's plenty of times I'm just sitting there staring at it, watching it go through. But really the way to do, there's plenty of time lapse videos that people have done that are pretty mesmerizing. But a live stream, I don't know. Designing, I haven't done enough to really do a stream of it. All I've done was that hammer, and I kind of just forced my way through it. So once I get a little more comfortable with doing some designing, maybe I'll do a little bit of that. Otherwise, it's not particular. I don't know how I would really stream. So, you take the file. I suppose I could give an overview. Here's what you do. You find a file, or you make a file, and then you bring it into this thing, and then you do this, and then you do that. I suppose I could do something like that, but that's more of a video I could make, not so much of a stream. So we'll think about it. We'll think about it. Hat glitch is down for it. Cool. All right. Let's see. What else? How about Galvatron painted as Prime? I don't know about that. That might be interesting. Like a Shattered Glass Galvatron. I know we've got Shattered Glass Megatron. In fact, I've got him sitting right here. He's not painted like Prime, but I do have Shattered Glass Megatron right here. I don't know. Has there ever been a Shattered Glass Galvatron? Somebody out there has got to know. Presumably there's a Shattered Glass Galvatron. Yeah, he is kind of yellow. I'm not sure if that's the color he's supposed to be. If he's supposed to be bright white, then yes, he's yellowing. But if he's supposed to be a little off white, then I would say he's no, because he's pretty uniform in color. You know, all of his parts are pretty uniform in color. So if he's yellowing consistently across all of his parts. I did notice that. So I don't know if he's supposed to be bright white or kind of like a bone white. Yeah. Oh, there was a Shattered Glass Galvatron, but he's a boring purple helicopter. Blurry Prime says he's supposed to be a little yellow. Okay. Shattered Glass figures, they're pretty much exclusively from Hasbro Pulse, I think. A lot of them are sold out by now, but you can check it out. Otherwise, I would say try eBay. You have no idea. Need more shells? Oh, indeed. I don't have any space. And then I'm talking about printing all these display bases and pits of judgments and stuff like that. I have no idea where I'm going to put them all. Oh boy. All right, let's see. Let's work on getting this out of here. Okay. So there we have Motormaster no longer holding his weapon. Let me clear this space off. Let's take a closer look at Motormaster and Menasor. It'll be more interesting to watch everything disappear, right? As I grab everything that's off camera. Here, I'll move it in front of the camera so you can see. Yeah, we'll leave Bulkhead and Breakdown. Yeah. Oh, he's got to stand all right. Doesn't do a very good job of standing. All right, Motormaster, and don't worry, I've got Breakdown here or Drag Strip here too. So I suppose first thing we'll go ahead and put him in truck mode. You know, he's got good articulation. That's for sure. This part flips up over his head, and these parts, yeah, you put them out in front. Yeah, there you go. They flip up like this, and they plug into the back there. So there's basically the back of the truck done. So yeah, these parts flip out. These panels flip out. See that the feet, they kind of come in slightly. You rotate it around, put it back. You got to have these panels out of the way first. These open up. Gotta get footloose. All right, so once you've got that all opened up, you can kind of go ahead and tab them together. You can see the front of the truck coming together, and then it pretty much folds down around the rest of the torso. And I think you bring the legs, there's an extra little piece. I think you bring it down more like that. Until it lines up. And these parts here untab, and they go fold back and in. These parts over here kind of tab in up top, and you flip out the wheels. So there is the king of the road, Motor Master. He obviously can pull his trailer. You got Wild Rider? I didn't even know he was out. Nice. So there is Motor Master in his truck mode. And so it would have been easier for me to start in truck mode going to Menasor, because you pretty much go to bot mode first. See if I can remember how to do this. I definitely needed the instructions for his Menasor configuration. Okay, so basically take him to bot mode first. That part. So we'll go ahead and have him mostly in bot mode. We'll leave the fists in because that they stay in. All right, so this part comes up. This part opens, and I believe the arms will go up. I want to say that goes down there like that. So, and then the chest, the head kind of comes this way. And his Menasor head is inside the chest. And he kind of lifts up. Motor Master's head folds in. And then it tabs down. So, I mean, you could totally have his arms there and spin him around and have him be kind of like a, big, little body Menasor or big head Motor Master. So you could totally do something like that, but that's not. We're not doing that. And so for the arms, you spin them this way, I think. You need to spin them so that they can fold in. Because they're going to plug in there. Yeah, and then you flip them up. Then you flip them up, and then you just rotate this around and tab it in. There you go. I'm getting there. So there's kind of his back. And then these, I do remember, you want to basically open that up, and then the legs collapse. You'll have them spin sideways. You can go ahead and close that back up. And then this will tab in. And then one last thing is you take this part here and you fold it down. Oh, right. These parts here actually go back in as if they were in truck mode. Like that. And then these parts go back in and tab into that same hole where those tops of the truck were. Is that right? I think that's right. Yeah. All right, so there we go. There's a Motor Master in his combined mode. The real work is the trailer. It's actually not that bad. You take it apart. You fold this part up, and then just kind of untab it, and it unfolds from around the chest. Then you set this side. Then you just take this part. You just set it aside for later because that's actually not part of him at all. That's like an extra piece. So you can see there's his legs. Rotate the chest up, torso around, and you're pretty much good with this part. You could go ahead and attach in Motor Master if you want. So he's got tabs, he's got ports. This kind of goes in like that, and there's a little hole in the back of him that this piece flips up into. Nice and secure. And then these parts flip up. I have seen reports of these hinges breaking off because, if you're not careful, so just careful of that. So there's basically his torso. And then this part splits it in half one way. He's got a little sword in there. It's a little big for Motor Master and a little small for Menasor, but it works. So basically, you take the back half of the trailer and split it in quarters. First the top half, and then the up and down and sideways. And he's also got a little cannon in here. And let's see, what are we going to do first? We'll go ahead and do, these are the legs. You can see by the leg part, you just kind of open up the panel here and flip it all around. And there's the foot. This panel flips up, and there you go. And which way does the ankle rock? The ankle rocks that way, so it's this. So that is the left leg, and then this one works the same way. And basically Combiner Wars pegs. So if you were so inclined, you could use Combiner Wars limbs for the legs. Not the arms. It works differently. But the legs, you could totally put kind of Combiner Wars figures on as the legs. So there he is, standing up. And the arms, let's see. Well, we do have one of the arms, so we'll do that in a minute. So that's the other one. So basically, you want to take these panels, you fold them down, and then you fold them back up. And you do want to kind of split that and then unfold it. Do the same thing on the other side. Unfold it. Then you can fold the wheels in, fold out the hand, and that's basically an arm done. And you take this part here, and it slides on. Can you see it? No. These little nubs over here, it just kind of slides on like that, and then you can articulate. So now in this case, for this arm, and it would work the same way for dead end if you had him. So you get it to this point here, and you take drag strip, and you can see how the he's got holes lines up with pegs. So you just kind of set him on. So there he is. He's just sitting there. And then you go ahead and do the same maneuver. And he splits apart. And you go ahead and fold in the wheels, and there you go. Very, very cool. Ratchets all over the place. And you can go ahead and give him the sword. And then this piece that's left over, let's see. Yeah, fold it up. You just kind of fold it up together, make it kind of like a tower. And you can put the gun on it. So there you go. That is Motormaster and Menasor now, along with drag strip. And it's pretty cool, the legs. They seem hollow. So when you do get them, Wild Rider or Breakdown, when you put them in, you'll just tab them in, and they'll push on this little purple thing here. And you can see these doors here. If you push on it, it actually closes the doors. So you can kind of see what he'll look like with these doors closed. You just kind of got to push on them. So pretty clever the way they designed this. I love the way that this splits. I mean, when everybody saw drag strip, they all noticed that little button that you can press to split them. So we're all like, oh yeah, of course we'll split them so we can put them on the arm after we split them. Nobody expected us to just put him on as the car and then have him split as part of the transformation. I don't think anybody expected that. I was totally expecting to split him first and then put one on one part of the arm and the other on the other part of the arm. Having that actually split as part of the transformation is genius. It's brilliant. I absolutely love it. So push the shoulder down a little bit more. I knew it wasn't quite right. Yeah. The arms are a little confusing. They make sense when you actually get it and you're actually doing it. It starts to make a lot more sense. He's a tall boy. And believe it or not, he's actually not that much taller than a Combiner Wars combiner. To me, even seeing him standing here, I would think that he would be towering over them. Actually, I happen to have a Combiner Wars combiner right behind me. So there you go. He is tall. The camera angle is not doing it justice. So let me get more height there. So he is definitely taller, but he's not that as much as tall. That as much, not so much taller as you might think. And Skyrain is a little short because he's sitting there next to Galvatronus. So we'll bring him out and bring up the camera a little bit better. So it's much closer in height. So he is definitely taller, but he's not so much taller. I mean, I would think he'd be towering over them, but they're pretty close, but definitely bigger. And as far as Combiner Wars goes, the Combiner Wars Menasor was the worst, absolute worst. So thank goodness that they're doing Menasor first. I think there's another configuration for this, and I think you can. I think this is actually how it's supposed to go for Menasor, because that way he could actually kind of. It's at the right height where he could. Be holding it. I think that I'm pretty sure that's the proper method to attach the gun for when you're using it as Menasor. Since we're getting Prime Breakdown, think this will mean Grand Galvatron? I'm sorry to say, probably not. Most likely it would be one or the other. So, yeah, hi, Kremzik. Yeah, Kremzik's been sitting up there since I got him a few years ago. He was in the same spot over in the other room when I was doing the streams over there. So who is in Grand Galvatron again? Well, a zombie version of that guy, the zombie boar breakdown. And that is canon because at the end of Transformers Prime, he definitely was zombie. Right? I think Silas took him over first, and then he became the zombie. I think is how it went. It was a weird mix of what was it, Dark Energon and Synthetic Energon. I think it was a weird mix. It turned like the Vehicons into zombies, and I think they infected Breakdown and Insecticons. And I think that at the end they kind of revealed their Arachnid and the Insecticons were sent off on some asteroid. And the last that we saw of Arachnid was like a horror jump scare of her with the little zombie tongue or whatever. I think Arachnid was last, and we only got that confirmation in that jump scare. We just weren't sure if she was. So yeah, first Silas and then the Terracon. So Breakdown actually died, and Mech got a hold of his body. And since Silas was practically dead, they actually found a way to combine him. So it was actually Silas just driving Breakdown, basically. It was kind of merged. So, yes, vampire, zombie, spider lady, as if she needed any other tokens. So, but that was the last we ever saw of her. So somewhere out there is the vampire, zombie, spider lady. I mean, spider's bad enough. A walking life support, indeed. I mean, if anybody was going to do it, Mech was definitely going to do it. And that dude was so arrogant, he thought he was going to go be on equal level with Megatron. As if. At best, he could have probably filled, like one of Shockwave's, or yeah, like a scientist kind of thing. But I don't think he even himself did a lot of science. He was just a commander. But yeah, it didn't work out too well for him. Yeah, it just occurred to me. It was very kind of like General Grievous from Star Wars, where it was just kind of like the organic mind driving like a robotic body. So there's the story of the zombie war breakdown. Basically, G1 Unicron pulled Breakdown's corpse and brought him back to life to stick him with a team of others, Grand Galvatron. And then after some adventures, he reunites with Knockout. Cool. Oh, fun times. But as fun as it is, all good things must come to an end. And I think it's that time for this stream to be going. I do appreciate everybody hanging out and talking about the Transformers Earth Wars and looking at the toys and stuff like that. Menasor Motormaster truly is a fun bot. If you can find them and you can afford them, I 100% recommend you getting them. Drag strip's awesome too. So two out of three, or 2 out of 5 so far are really good. I highly recommend the Stunticons and Legacy so far. Bulkhead and Breakdown are coming. Pretty excited to see that. And I think that's going to do it. So I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. We'll see you next time.